What's happening? Philip Appleton with Appleton Electric Heating and Air. Today, guys, this is episode 2, everybody. Episode 2 of my pipe bending video series. Welcome. Yesterday we did our episode 1 on the hand bender, and today is stub-ups. Stub-ups are a very common thing, and what it is it's a 90-degree bend that you put in a pipe to bring that pipe to a specific elevation or to a specific location. Okay, and what does that look like? Well, it looks like this. There's 2 ways to bend stub-ups. You can either use the bend arrow and simple math, or you can bend with the star. Today we're going to do the bend arrow and simple math, as that's the most common way that you're going to do that. And then these are 3 things that you would commonly see in a mechanical room. One being an outlet that would be located 18 inches. Then we have a fire panel, which would be located at 48, and a sub panel that would be located at 60 inches. So we're going to do 3 different stub ups for those 3 different elevations, and go from there, guys. It's the most basic thing you're going to do in electrical, so that's why I am starting here. Okay, so get your pen, get your paper, and let's get into this. We'll be doing our stub-ups today with 3/4 inch EMT. So the first thing you're going to do is you want to grab your bender and see where it says stubs to 6 inches right there. That is our magic number for EMT. This bender, it stubs to 6 inches. So we're going to use that as our magic number. That's going to be how we determine where we mark our conduit. For this, you're going to need basic piece of EMT, bandsaw, pencil, level, and the old handy dandy tape measure. And a conduit reamer, but not necessary for this class. Okay. Alright, so we got our magic number, which is 6. Let's take this to the board and get our numbers. So we're going to start with our first stub up, which is going to be 18 inches. So we're going to take 18 inches, right? That's going to be the elevation that we want. And we're going to minus it by 6, our deduction, and that's going to equal 12 inches. So, and let's go ahead and do the fire panel. Fire panel's at 48, so that's our elevation. We're going to minus 6, and that's going to equal 42 pulgadas. All right, and with the sub panel, same thing. 60 minus 6 is going to be 54. So those 3 numbers are where we're going to make our line on our conduit. Okay. And then we're going to bend that 90 and then measure it from the floor to the top of the pipe, and it will be 18 inches. Same with that guy right there. And now this is the most basic bend you're going to do. Here's our stick of EMT. So I want to go ahead and pull that first number, which is going to be 12. That marked at 12. And remember, we're going to be bending this back. So we're stubbing it up. So the hook's going to be facing forward. Okay, now that I have it marked, what I like to do is mark my conduit all the way around the circumference. So I'll do a little bit that way, a little bit this way. Doesn't got to be perfect. That just makes it easier to line it up with the bend arrow. And yeah, very important that you use pencil too. No Sharpies, guys. Very unprofessional. You want to be able to wipe it off when you're done, and so it looks, professional. All right, so here we got the bender, we have our bend arrow, and now we're going to line that line up with our bend arrow and slide it in there, put it down on the deck, and we're going to go ahead and give this a bend. Boom, boom. And I actually overbended on this, but it's okay. It's okay to overbend, underbend. You can always adjust it. If you overbend like I did right here, what you're going to want to do is use the bender, flip it upside down, and the handle has a wider circumference on the bottom. That's designed to slide over the EMT. That's so you can take out, if you put too much in it. So took a little out right there, threw the level on it, and it's dead nuts, boy. So yep, right there, and let's go ahead and measure that. That should be an 18-inch stub up, and will you look at that, 18-inch stub up. All right, guys, so that's the first stub up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut that off, and we'll go ahead and bend the next one. Pipe ain't cheap, guys. And so we went ahead and bend that. now we're going to go over to the fire panel. We need our 48-inch stub up, so we're going to mark it at 42, because remember, 48 minus 6, our magic number, is 42. So I'm going to pull that measurement right there, mark it out, and then we're just going to repeat the process, the same thing we did last time. This is the most basic of basic bends that you'll do. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about box offsets, and I'm going to teach you how to incorporate a box offset into one of these, because sometimes we need to do a stub up, but we need a box offset on the end to hit that box. So we'll cover that tomorrow. And once again, we're pulling back. We want our lip or our notch facing forward, guys. Same thing, arrow, line it on the line, and we're pulling back, and here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and got you the first person view on this guy. We're going to crank another 90 in this guy and get the measure tape out, and we should be right at 48 inches, guys. 48 inches, and there it is, 48 inches, dead money. And yeah, so that's stub ups. I don't want to go ahead and do the third. You guys pretty much get it. We run out of time. But if you've watched this video to this point, I appreciate you. So let's go over a couple things. So at the end of the day, the stub up equals the elevation minus the deduction. And that first one, it was 18 minus 6. And that was 12. That's where we mark it, and that's where the bend arrow goes. And same thing with the fire panel. 48 minus 6 is 42, and that's going to be where we mark it and put the bend arrow. But stay tuned for tomorrow. We're going to be doing our video on box offsets, and then I'm going to teach you how to incorporate it with the stub ups. So what we'll do is we'll bend the box offset first and then put the stub up, and then you have, you know, a stub up with the box offset. But if you stuck all the way to the end of this, I appreciate you. Hopefully you learned something, and I will see you on the next one. Hit that follow button and watch these videos, and you'll be a badass pipe bender. Palabras.